Hello and welcome to the Canadian Down Syndrome Society's Impact Report for 2022. First of all, we'd like to say thank you. 2022 was a year of exciting new projects and continued growth for the Canadian Down Syndrome Society. With the leadership of our Board of Directors, we launched a 3-year strategic plan. This strategic roadmap helped to shape new connections and guided our work, which was focused on providing expert resources for people with Down syndrome and raising awareness. There was a significant shift in our efforts to create an impact through our mental health hub, Love Means awareness campaign, and Employable, the first employment space for job seekers with Down syndrome on LinkedIn. Each project allowed us the opportunity to provide additional resources, shape the public narrative, amplify self-advocate voices, and gather new insights for future work. As we reflect on this past year, we're grateful for your support, and we thank the CDSS Board of Directors, staff, and our partners for continuing to be by our side. Sincerely, Laura Lachance, Executive Director of CDSS, and Ed Casagrande, Board of Directors Chair. The 5 pillars of our 3-year strategic plan. Number 1, building our evidence base through research, stakeholder engagement, and data analysis. Number 2, providing more education and support to the people who support Canadians with Down syndrome. Number 3, strengthening connections with individuals and groups who support Canadians with Down syndrome. Number 4, increasing our influence on policy decisions that impact the day-to-day lives of our community members. And number 5, shaping a positive public narrative about the abilities and contributions of people with Down syndrome. A year in review. Life-changing projects and advocacy. January to March. Love Means photo essay was launched for World Down Syndrome Day. Many caregivers, educators, and self-advocates used and shared our resources for Inclusive Education Month in February. Medical advocacy and health for people with Down syndrome was the focus of the spring issue of 3.21 magazine. April to June. The new Mental Health and Wellness Hub was released. Independence issue of 3.21 magazine shared stories and advice on supported decision-making and staying safe online. 400 plus people coast to coast came together to raise almost $30,000 for the CDSS Walk for Awareness. July to September. With strategic partner FCB, we launched a general population survey to collect data on perceptions and thoughts about Down syndrome. Back to School is made easier through 3.21 magazine, educational social media posts, and resources designed for every school community member. Families and professionals learned unique literacy skills that focused on teaching a new reader, child, or adult. And finally, October to December. Canadian Down Syndrome Week was celebrated with the launch of Employable and our partnership with Friday Sock Co., featuring socks worn by the Calgary Flames. Caregivers were our focus for the Season of Giving fundraising program and the December issue of 3.21 magazine. CDSS was invited to the Pan-Canadian Disability Coalition and traveled to Ottawa to attend our first meeting. Canadian Down Syndrome Society Board of Directors for 2022. Ed Casagrande, Board Chair. Jennifer Croson, Board Vice Chair. Rohit Singla, Board Treasurer. Christine McConnell, Board Secretary. Paul Crowley, Board Member. Ben Tarr, Board Member. Dan Purdom, Board Member. Derek Love, Board Member. Ishana Rani, Board Member. And Krista Smith, Board Member. Employable, the world's first employment space for people with Down syndrome on LinkedIn, was launched during Canadian Down Syndrome Week. This unique project with LinkedIn created a digital network where job seekers and employers could connect directly, increasing inclusive employment opportunities. Over 700 people connected to the Employable network on LinkedIn. This created new opportunities for companies to educate themselves and become inclusive employers. You can learn more about joining by visiting employable.com. Love Means reached over 100 million people, helping to dispel common misconceptions and reshape the public narrative about love and relationships for people with Down syndrome. Love means someone that understands you and loves you for who you are, and be there for you. Matt, age 30, Love Means photo shoot participant. Your impact: 123 registrants for our unique one-time evidence-based literacy program. 312 people across Canada used the Mental Health and Wellness Hub. 10 volunteer board members and 6 staff supported the work of CDSS in 2022. 14,700 people accessed life-changing resources and publications at cdss.ca. Over 2,800 people stayed connected through our social media initiatives. Caregivers, professionals, and self-advocates were connected to learning opportunities through our network. 3.21 Magazine. Over 6,000 people read 3.21 Magazine every quarter. As parents, we just want the best for all of our children, and the tips and examples help achieve that goal. One tip I read and still use is that me time is just as important as caring for your child with Down syndrome. If you're relaxed, refreshed, and energized, you're better equipped to handle the challenges that every single day presents. Having a voice nationally, as well as advocacy locally and provincially, makes a huge difference. Our kids and our families need to be heard. Our challenges need to be seen and addressed. I'm thankful for the magazine for the advocacy. Carl Neva with son Caleb on his experience as a reader of 3.21 Magazine. Carl and his son were also featured on the cover of our December issue devoted to caregivers. Your gifts in action. Thank you for continuing to believe in us. 2022 was a year of taking a step back and planning so that our life-changing projects and advocacy will be here for the long run. Your gifts have helped thousands, and we will continue to create meaningful relationships with our supporters to build a sustainable future. Our goal in 2023 and beyond is to connect to more of our supporters, increase new revenue streams, and continuously look for ways to streamline costs. With gratitude, Board of Directors and staff. Project expenses. Fundraising, 37%. Public education, 19%. Advocacy, 17%. Administration, 17%. Other, 10%. Your gifts. Individuals, 82%. Corporations, 11%. Connections monthly donors, 5%. Foundations, 2%. Small thing, big impact. Adam was born 37 years ago. When we brought him home from the hospital, Brian and I were desperate for information and support to help us understand Down syndrome and how to help Adam. Little did I know when I connected with CDSS in 1989 that I would help shape resources, networks, and especially a legacy gift that ensures there are funds when needed. A gift of life insurance was an easy way for our family to give and allowed us to make a significant impact that made sense to us that had low impact on our family budget. Today, Adam is working and living in a supportive home, and we are so thankful to the supporters of CDSS for continuing to give so that individuals like Adam have more opportunities every day. Sincerely, Gail Faulkner. Over 400 Canadians supported the CDSS Walk for Awareness. 13,393 gifts supported life-changing projects in 2022. Thank you very much for listening. If you're interested in supporting Canadian Down Syndrome Society work in 2023 and beyond, please visit cdss.ca. The Canadian Down Syndrome Society is located at Suite 223, 1001, 1st Street Southeast in Calgary, Alberta, 2TG 5G3. You can reach our team at 1-800-883-5608 or by emailing us at info@cdss.ca.